Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to a special episode here on Unscripted. My guest that will be joining me today has played for some of the biggest football clubs in the world. AC Milan, Barcelona, Tottenham, Dortmund, just to name a few. And he's also represented Ghana on the world stage. A true football nomad with a huge personality from the streets of Berlin to the bright lights of the San Siro, Kevin-Prince Boateng. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for having me. Pleasure.
How's things, mate?
Good. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here, honestly. What a charity game can bring out, you know? Like, we just played a little bit of football, soccer, how you call it out here.
So I first got wind that you were living in Australia. I think it was like last year, but it was impossible to get in contact with you. And then how the universe works, obviously it works in mysterious ways. We bump into each other at the soccer match, but I wanted to come up to you, but I was like, oh, no, I don't want to bug him. You know, he's here for a charity soccer match. The last thing I want to ask is, would you come on my podcast? Yeah. But and obviously all the fans wanted to grab your attention, take photos and stuff. How did you link up with the charity match? How did you get involved?
It's just random. A friend of mine, Samuel Young, who was playing in the game as well.
Yeah.
He just called me up. He said, would you like to play a charity game with some celebrities from Australia?
Yeah.
I love playing football, so I said, why not? Yeah, let's rock up. Let's have fun.
When you took that free kick with your back heel, I'm like, this guy's taking the piss, man. Okay, if this goes in, I'm walking off the field.
I was even mad because usually I can hit that. Like,
you serious?
Yeah, I can hit that.
When was the last time you played soccer? Professionally?
Professionally, this 2023 in April or May or something like that.
Yeah. And recreational?
Yeah, I just play six-a-side with some friends sometimes.
Do you?
Yeah, we go to the Wanderers 5. And then it's just 5 against 5, 6 against 6, just playing with some Peruvian friends, some Aussie friends. Yeah.
Funny you say that. I've actually started playing six-a-side out in East Gardens. Man, obviously played league most of my life, completely different sport. Like the guys I'm coming up against are like 60, 70 kilos and like bang, 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 bang. And I'm just like running around chasing rabbits.
You're not bad, huh? You got quality. I saw it. Like, you're not bad.
There's something, it must
Seriously,
be from
coming from rugby, you have nothing to do with your feet.
They say if you're a football player or soccer player, you're born with it, right? So I like to think that because my mum's Portuguese, so I guess
okay. Something is in there. Yeah.
She's actually from the same place as Ronaldo. I thought I'd just throw that out there.
Right. It's a good ball. Madeira, no?
Madeira. Yeah.
Good.
Why Australia? How did you get stuck living? Or I shouldn't say stuck. Why did you choose Australia to live?
That's a funny and long story, but I'll make it short. 2023, after I stopped playing football, after I retired, like I didn't know exactly what I want to do with my life. You know, I was like, okay, what should I do? Should I be a coach? Should I be an agent? Should I just take some time off? And then I went to a trip to Madrid and I met some people and they put me in contact with the FIFA. So then the FIFA, the president, Infantino, wanted me to come out here to be a part of the Women's World Cup.
Oh, well.
You know, it was the Women's World Cup.
That's
here,
right.
And I was like, yeah, why not? I always wanted to go to Australia. Like, it was always in the back of my head saying, I would love to go to Australia. I never came because the holidays when I was a footballer is always June, July.
And we're so far away.
It's far away and it's winter here. So the 2 months I would love to go to the beach, or I would not come here in the winter time. So that door opened to come here in 2023 in August. And I said, yeah, why not? And then I came here. Checked out the football, was amazing. And I didn't know this trip would have changed my whole life.
Yeah. Did you meet your partner here or overseas as well? She's Australian, right?
She's Australian, but Peruvian originally. My beautiful wife, Marcy, is sitting right there.
Yeah.
I met her 7 years ago. This is where we first had contact for 3 months.
Yeah.
And then we didn't speak for exactly 5 years. No contact.
Wow.
But coming to Sydney, I knew that she was living in Sydney. So I reached out and I said, I'm coming to Sydney.
That sounds like fate.
It is. I didn't know it back in the day.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't know what it was, but one thing I remember, and that will always be
embedded in your brain.
Embedded in my brain, is that when I told her I'm coming to Sydney, she said, Kevin, be ready because this trip is going to, once you put foot in this country, your life is going to change forever.
Wow.
I didn't know what that means. Now I know, but we get into that later. But it was just like, wow.
Like you've been to a lot of countries, Spain, Italy, obviously you're German, your dad's from Ghana. Yeah. Are you multilingual? You can speak a lot of languages, right? I just heard you speaking Spanish pretty fluent.
Yeah, I speak 4 perfect and 4 languages. Yeah, and 1 I can understand a lot and speak as well. Yeah.
And how did you pick the languages up?
I traveled around in Europe, changed countries. You know, I lived in Italy for a long time. Then I went to Spain. English, of course, from school, but even playing in England. And then I've learned Turkish in my neighborhood.
Yeah, wow.
I played in Turkey, so yeah, you just pick. I'm good with languages as well. Like
See, I'm the opposite. I just can't.
But
like,
your English is good.
Well, I struggle just speaking
You
English.
speak, you speak Arabic?
Oh, shway. Do you speak Arabic?
I can. Back in the day, I would understand a lot. Now it's just like because I haven't really spoken it, but I can understand some things. Yeah.
So, tu falas português?
I can understand.
Okay.
I can understand because it's similar to Spanish,
Yeah,
Italian.
yeah. So,
But my wife, for example, she speaks perfectly Portuguese.
does she really?
She does.
Am I the only one?
Because
Like,
she
I can't speak another
learned,
language
she
properly?
lived in South Africa with Portuguese people, so she picked up the language, and she can even cook Portuguese dishes. So
Oh, you're a lucky man.
I am
You're a very
blessed.
lucky. What do you think about our A-League competition here, domestic league?
It needs growing.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of positive things because it's a lot of space for young players.
Yeah.
I love that. But then the next steps, the steps to say, okay, let's make players in the level that they could even compete in Europe. That's what is a little bit missing, and that's where the focus should be on.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of potential out here.
Yeah, because I think it lacks the global profile, and there's some things that I don't really agree on in terms of the way the A-League wants to kind of promote itself.
Yeah.
I think the best thing about football, soccer, is it's a sport where culture can really express themselves, and that's the best thing about being professional sportsmen as well, right? Have you ever been to a Sydney derby, Western Sydney Wanderers versus Sydney FC?
I've been.
Thoughts on that?
Good. Good quality of play. The fans are really good. Like, it was fun, to be honest. And we need more of that. It can only just be 1 or 2 games or 3 games a year.
Yeah.
Like, if you go to other stadiums, there's like 5,000 people. Like, you have to bring the awareness and the love for the sport, you know? And that's the hardest part because they're more into footy and rugby. They love that, or even more into cricket. People would like line up for cricket. But you just have to go to, how do you get people loving the sport? You go into the streets and you get the kids to play, you know? And that's how you grow the sports. And that's something I'm working on as well in this country.
Obviously, you lived in this country for a while now, so in case you haven't noticed, we have rules, and then we have rules for those rules, and then we have rules for those rules. Like, it's just, that's the annoying thing about this country. We live in a blessed country, and obviously it kind of affects the sport in this country because the fans can't go out there and really let loose. That's the frustrating thing. Obviously, you don't want the fans to cross the line, but you still want them to be passionate. You know, like, the best thing about sport as well is the rivalry, the hatred, the emotion. Have you like around the world, from all the fans you've experienced, like, do you think we're lacking that a bit here in terms of atmosphere?
Yeah, of course. If you say there are rules over rules over rules, people are scared to be passionate about it. I'm not saying that they should be like going against the rules.
No.
But of course, there's always a fine line of supporting your team,
of course,
and being passionate about it. And with rules like that, maybe you take that away from the people 100%, because in Europe, they're more open. Let's say the pyrotechnic. Of course, it's not good, but it's part of the game.
Yeah.
So you just let it slide. You say, hey, please don't do it again.
Yes.
You know, it's like a little things where in Europe, definitely the doors are a little bit more open to these things. But if you want that passion, you have to bend the rules a little bit and give space for people to enjoy their passion.
Appreciate that. What about yourself? What do you do with yourself these days? What keeps you busy?
I'm actually opening a football academy.
Oh,
Like I'm a part of it. Yeah.
congratulations.
It's called The Chosen One.
Love that.
Yeah, it's in the making. So how I said, I want to get to the roots of Australian football, or to the kids, and give them a possibility. Every year, I try to give 3 or 4 players a possibility to go to Europe.
I love that, man.
And to have real trials, because I'm blessed that I had a great career. I have good contacts out there in Europe where I can send players to a club and they will get a real trial. It's not just sending them over, because I see that a lot. I heard that a lot in the last 2 years, that parents or people just send them over to Europe and say, you got a trial there, but then people stay at the airport for 3 days. No one is going to pick them up. That's not going to happen with me, because I will structure it and I have a plan behind it, that these kids going to go over being ready, trained by me, trained by trainers, coaches who know what they're doing. And then they will have a real chance to become a professional. Not all of them have to be sent over. I can send them maybe to Sydney FC, Wanderers, to Brisbane Roar, or whatever, that they may be going to be a professional here, because not everybody has the potential to play in Europe. But the ones who have the potential, I send them over and give them a real chance.
And of course, the clubs respect that and they trust your voice.
Exactly.
So if you're going to send a couple of players, they take your word for it. They know you can see something in them, right?
Yeah.
Like with that, with players, like, do you need to know people in the right places for them to get somewhere?
Yeah. It's first talent, of course. With talent, your talent always going to show. then it's hard work, and then it's contact. It's not contacts, talent, and hard work. It's not contacts, hard work, and talent. It's first talent, then it's the hard work you need to put in, because talent will bring you to some degree, some level, and then the hard work will take you higher. And then a contact will bring you in the right position, right opportunity. So that's the 3 stages. If you try to go over these stages, you have no chance.
From what you're saying from the Australian-born players, what are their strengths? What are their weaknesses, in your opinion?
Strength, 100% is the stamina.
Yep.
Strength, like Aussies, they can run and they don't stop. They're fit.
Yep.
That's 100% one thing. What is for sure. The lack is a little bit technical, like the first touch, the technical, how to finish and all, because you have to bring that in when they're kids.
Yeah.
And the street football brings that in. Now, if you play on the streets, you learn these little techniques because you have no big space. So that's what lacking a little bit. Like, get the kids out of like maybe playing cricket and bring them into football and let them touch the ball more and more and more every single. Like, I used to sleep with the ball. I used to go to school dribbling the ball, whatever. That's what's lacking, because there's so many other sports here. So you have to get that love into the children and to the parents to say, hey, get out of bed, let's go play football.
But to get someone, you need to be obsessed with the game. You need to devote your life to the game.
You need to give them something to be obsessed about. You know, it's not today. It's too easy for the kids. They open their iPads and they stay at home.
Yeah.
So you have to touch them. You have to tell them, listen, come. You have to give them something to fall in love with.
Why are you passionate about this?
Because it's a way out from a lot of other things you could do today. And football is my love. I love football, of course. And there's a lot of opportunity for growth.
Yeah.
And not only like, because how I said, the kids today, they don't go out anymore. They don't even look up. They don't even know how to have a good conversation. Very, very, very bad out there. So I'd rather take the kids, train them, make them look up, because when you have the ball on your feet, you have to look up. And I want to teach them everything I know to give them a chance of football career or even as a person.
I need to ask as well, why do you feel more connected to your Ghanaian heritage rather than German?
I didn't.
You never did?
No, that's unscripted, right? That's the show. So
yeah,
I will tell you
I
the
didn't
whole
expect
truth.
that.
I didn't. I grew up as a German. I grew up with Turks, Arabs, of course. I felt close to them, but I grew up as a German. In my house, got like sauerkraut, and we're Germans. My mom was German. She raised me German. Be on time, do this, be organized.
Regiment.
Yeah. My brain was just so many times not German in following rules or following someone telling me go left, because I knew if I go right, I can do it better. That's my arrogance, but that was my talent as well. I didn't want a coach to tell me something what he couldn't do. You know, it's like hard because you know you're so talented. The coach tell you do this, but I said, you never did this. You can't do this. Let me do my thing. I'd rather play with the back heel than with the inside foot because it looks better and I know I can do it. So I didn't fit in the German national team because they all go right and I would have gone left. Or they all go left and I would go straight. So the coaches, we didn't have a good connection. They needed to put me in sometimes because of my talent, but they would not give me the chance to play the senior national team. So this is where I said, okay, you know what? I need a next step in my career. And Ghana offered me already to play for Ghana 2006 World Cup when I was really young. And I said no, because I still saw my chance in Germany, because at that day you think about your career. It's bigger to play for Germany. And then 2010, I was like, nah, it's not bigger. I'm big already. Everybody knows my name. It doesn't matter for what nationality I play. I chose my father's side because I wanted to get more connection to Ghana. And it was for me easier to play a World Cup where I would be a star, where I'll be welcomed, and to get to know the roots of real Ghana roots, you know? I didn't know nothing about that. So that was like two things together, playing the World Cup and having the chance to understand more about Ghana.
Did you enjoy that experience?
Mixed feelings because I grew up in Germany, so everything was organized and well thought through. In Ghana, it's a little bit, today we do like this and next day we do like this. It was beautiful to see how much passion and how much they sing and pray and all that stuff. But the organization and everything was really poor. Really poor. And we still played unbelievable 2010, 2014, not really. Then they kicked me out because I got kicked out of the World Cup.
Which year was this?
2014 in Brazil.
What happened there?
I had a problem with the president and the coach because I told them the truth and they didn't like the truth. Yeah.
And you never went back?
No. I didn't want to go back because the organization was not good. They played with our health a lot of times, and I always look back and I said, you know what, I want to play the World Cup. But there were things happening behind the scenes that were too much, so I spoke up and I said, listen, this is not okay. We need to be paid, first of all. You need to ensure that we're safe and all of that stuff, and they didn't like what I said. So they sent me a letter under the door without even telling me face to face. And they said, leave the premises right now. You're not part of the World Cup team anymore.
By yourself? You left by yourself? No one else?
Another player as well. But he was meant to be kicked out for what he did. But yeah, just us two, because we were like kind of going against what they tried to put on us. And then, yeah, it was in the news. It was like this was in the news before I knew it. Before they put the letter on it, they already spoke to the news.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I got a phone call from Germany saying, you get kicked out? I was like, it was 7 a.m. I remember like yesterday. And my friend Florian, who worked back in the day in the German newspaper, he said, brother, what happened? You got kicked out? I was like, what are you talking about? I just woke up, man. And he's like, no, it's everywhere in the news that they kicked you out. I said, huh? I said, and I saw a letter.
Oh, shit.
So I took the letter and I threw it away. I said, brother, let me sleep, man. All good. Put down the phone. Called me again. I said, hey. He said, we need to make a counter interview. What happened? I said, I'm not kicked. And I said, okay, wait 1 second. Opened the letter. I said, yeah, I'm kicked out. I said, they actually...
That is wild, man.
I said, they actually kicked me out on the game day. We played against Portugal, Cristiano Ronaldo, everything. On that day.
Oh, so you didn't end up playing?
No, in the morning, they kicked me out. They played in the evening. They got kicked out from the tournament because Cristiano Ronaldo's... you know? So I was gone in the morning. Shocking.
They kicked out arguably like
two of the
best players on game day.
Sule Montari and me. On game day. Two of the biggest players. He at that time, I think he played in Inter.
Inter Milan, yeah.
Inter Milan that time, and I played in Schalke in Germany.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Leading up, I think it was the 2010 World Cup.
Yeah.
I think you were playing for Portsmouth at the time, and you were versing Chelsea. And I think you know what I'm about to ask you. You were facing against your compatriot
Michael Ballack,
right?
Yeah.
Everyone talks about the challenge.
Yeah.
No one talks about when he slapped you on the head before that.
Yeah, because you know football, you made your homework. Exactly.
Yeah, right?
That should be a red card. Nothing would have happened normally.
Exactly. These days, 100% red card.
Yeah.
So there would have been a bit of anger and added competitiveness towards Ballack. So whenever he had the ball, I reckon you would have gone out to get him even more.
Not really to get him.
Not to injure him on
what
purpose.
happened is like unfortunate.
Of course.
Did we have a good relationship? No, never. Because when I played him the first time, I was 18. This is the first time I played when he was in Bayern Munich, when he was the superstar in Bayern Munich, number 13 Ballack. I was like a fan of him as well. Huh?
Wow.
I always said he's unbelievable, this guy. The way he scores, the way he anticipates the game, I loved him. But as a person, I knew he's not a cool guy.
Wow.
So we played against each other. He stepped on my foot and I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, shut up. Who do you think you are? You know who you're talking to?
What?
Yeah. That was our first encounter. And I was like, and I'm from the streets, brother. So I was like, who do you think you're talking to? So I turned in this, at the end of the day, he has 15 securities. He goes home, you know, but in that moment, I was like, okay, I don't like this guy. Whatever, still admired him as a footballer. And then towards his career, he became this big superstar. And I always looked at him, it's like, you know what? This guy is not a good guy. I don't like him on the field, but there's so many on the field who are not good guys, who today are my friends, or who today I shake their hands, and on the field we always, Arturo Vidal, for example.
Yeah.
On the field all the time, insulting, trash talk. After the game, hug them.
Yeah.
We played in Barcelona together afterwards, best friends, hanging out every day.
I love that.
I wanted to get his haircut, you know. No, we were really close. And yeah, and then this happened.
Yeah.
So people take it out of context. Yeah, he did it on purpose because they didn't have a good relationship. Because I'm honest and open about it. I say, I don't like this guy. But as a footballer, I admired him.
Yeah.
So
it was a pivotal moment, but in your career as well, because he was looked at as a national hero. Yeah. You were looked at as like the Dark Knight, right? Like the black sheep of the German national team. And obviously 2 months after
the World Cup,
out of all teams you're playing,
Germany.
Like, come on. So you can't write a better script than that.
No, but the script goes even deeper. I played against my brother that game.
Yes.
And there was history in the making because never two brothers played against each other for different countries. What made it so big is that me and my brother at that time didn't speak. We had a huge fight.
Over the incident or something else?
It had to do with the incident because my brother bended down at that time and said, yeah, it should be a red card.
Ah.
So he went with the team because he didn't want to have a problem with the German national team, backing up his brother. What I understand, because not everybody is like open and says, yeah. But he said publicly, I think it should have been a red card. Where I was like, brother, you could have just said
face to face. You can say that to me.
exactly.
You know what I mean? As a brother, you're my brother.
If you're on the press conference or whatever, you just say, I don't know, the referee had the decision, whatever. So I felt like he went behind my back and was like, I don't want to talk to him anymore. We in the streets are different. You know that way of thinking.
Yeah.
But we didn't speak. So at that World Cup, we come playing against each other. The handshake was the coldest handshake in the world. Two brothers, like handshake like this. And I wanted to beat them so badly. Yeah. The whole country hated me. They insulted my race. They said I should have been gassed. They said I should have been killed. My children should be killed. My children should be raped. Everything. You have no idea. Death threats. Everything. I thought about quitting football that time because the whole nation went against me. I was on the newspaper front page saying public enemy number one.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
It was so crazy. And I always said, this just for football or just for one tackle? You like wish me all of that?
Yeah, yeah.
So
it's like religion.
It is. They wanted to kill me. They like literally said we should kill him, take away his passport. He's not German. Let him go back to his monkey country. All of that stuff.
How did you deal with all that?
I was hurt. So hurt.
Yeah.
I wanted to quit football. I said I can't do it anymore.
And what about after the game with your brother? Did you...
Was fine. No, with my brother, no. We never had a good relationship because we're very opposite.
Are you competitive? Is that more of a competitive relationship?
Back in the day, yes. Like he was very competitive over me. And then I saw him becoming a superstar. And I always felt he didn't deserve it because I was the one taking the steps. And I was the one taking the bad steps.
Who's older?
I'm older. Yeah. So I took the bad steps. He could follow me and avoid the bad steps. So I made the pathway for him. I always felt that, and I think he didn't deserve it. So I was very bitter about it. Anyway, I went to ask him for forgiveness as well.
Yeah.
That if I ever was jealous or I didn't want him to deserve it, I asked him for forgiveness. I had to do that.
Yeah, of course.
Because that's what Christ does to you.
You want peace.
Exactly. I
need especially with a family member.
And we still have no connection. We still know it doesn't mean that because you make peace now that you're best friends then. No, because everybody's on a different path.
Exactly.
He has his path. He is to realize a lot of things still in his life. I realize a lot of things in his life. One day, hopefully for him, I pray, and I still pray for him. People don't know that I pray for them, that he's going to find God and he's going to make his amends with God.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if we are cool. You're going to be good with God. But I had to do that because there were moments in the career where I was jealous of him because when I always wanted to win the Champions League. That's the only thing. Win the World Cup, I didn't care. Win the league, I didn't care. I wanted to win the Champions League. He won the Champions League, and I was like, he doesn't deserve that, man. And that's the bitterness, and that's not
resentment.
Good. That's not of God. So I had to ask for forgiveness for that, and I repented on that. Good. But yeah, that happened with Ballack and with my brother, and then we clashed at the World Cup.
Yeah.
I was so blessed that we lost that game. 1-0, Ozil scored a beautiful goal, but we both qualified for the next round.
Yes.
So it kind of, and Germany played their best football they ever played without Ballack, because Ballack was too big for this nation. Everything was towards him. Now when he was gone, everybody else started to bloom, you know? So they played unbelievable. So that helped me a lot.
Some say that Portugal is in the same position, like obviously with Cristiano Ronaldo's aura, but he's still scoring goals. Like he can't stop.
How can you take him out when he's still scoring bangers all the time?
Oh,
he's not human.
I know. But I want to speak about Ozil. Obviously, he scored in that game. Did you have much of a connection with Ozil?
Yeah. We were close friends. Like close friends. I knew him really good because he played in Schalke. We played in a similar era. He's my age, so...
I saw some stats on him, and
it was unbelievable.
I'm an Arsenal fan. Obviously, I loved Ozil, and his stats surpass Iniesta's.
Of course.
If you were to pick one player,
Andreas
Iniesta or Mesut Ozil?
No, Iniesta.
Why?
Because statistics is not everything. Okay. I rate Ozil because he was one of the greats. People underrate him. And people don't give him what he deserves because he's like political with Erdogan, whatever. Who cares about that? Let's talk about sport.
Yeah.
He was one of the best number 10s in the last 20 years.
It's like he had a third eye.
Yeah,
like he
he
could
was
see things no other player could see.
unbelievable player. How many assists he gave Ronaldo, and Ronaldo said even you can't take him away. Like he didn't want him that they sell him because he was so important for that team. But if we talk about football intelligence, smoothness, Iniesta is for me the best midfielder.
An artist.
Yeah,
That's him now. Look. Unbelievable.
yeah, he changed.
He looks bigger than me.
He's huge. He's huge. He got this personal trainer who's a bodybuilder or something. He became huge. It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Good on him.
Yeah, 100%. We have to, that same World Cup in 2010. Like we have to talk about the quarterfinal.
Oh,
So oh no, sorry.
So
I'm sorry.
bad.
That was probably one
and
of the
even your friend is here.
Oh no,
he's Uruguayan.
Uruguayan.
Oh my god.
Oh no, should we kick him out?
Yeah, we should. I'll send you someone new.
Honestly, it's a bit of a bitter end and a sour taste the way that game finished. And to remind the fans, it was when you had a goal chance.
Don't show it.
No, we won't show it.
No.
It was a goal scoring opportunity. I can't remember
Penalty.
who. Yeah, and
Last
Suarez
second.
handled the ball with his hands, and
Wow. That was so tough because we played so good that World Cup. We were that team, African team, finally having a chance to go to the semis, and we have that opportunity to score in the last minute. And Suarez does something unbelievable for his country. We have to be honest. I would have done the same. Okay, it's normal. If I'm on the line, someone hits in the last second before going to the semis, I do the same thing. So I can't blame him for that. What afterwards, how he got blessed with it, that's the wrong thing.
yeah.
That's the wrong thing that they went through and not us because we deserved it a million times more. But that's the heartbreaking thing.
You obviously missed. Gian missed the penalty.
Yeah.
You went and cuddled him and put your arm around him.
Of course.
What did you say to him?
I said next one. It's like because I know
The feeling.
the pressure he has from Ghana. But like, if you feel the pressure of Ghana, nah, it's different. It's a different pressure. The Ghanaian people with football, because they go knock on his mom's door and they will tell her, your son is a failure and everything. And I know this went through his head. After that, he didn't take a penalty anymore till years later because how they attacked me, Germany, with all that stuff, the Ghanaians attacked him. And I felt sorry for him. So I hugged him and I said, don't worry about it. And then the next one, he just puts it top bins. In the penalty shootout, he just put it top bins. I said, brother, why didn't you do it before? But yeah, we deserved so much to go to the semis that it was heartbreaking. And we were the team. Africa, the whole continent was behind us. It was unbelievable.
You mentioned as well, like going through that tough time in Germany, and there was like a lot of racist remarks. And I believe that racism is a pretty deep-rooted problem in world football.
Yeah.
I think we can both agree on that.
Yeah.
And whenever, yes, there's been a few initiatives like the players taking a knee and whatnot. And like I remember as well a story. My cousin went to watch the Milan derby.
Yeah.
And he couldn't believe it. Like he saw a whole section of the crowd chanting monkey noises,
Yeah.
and it was all directed. I think it was Samuel Eto'o at the time.
Yeah.
To this day, it's still the same. Like nothing's changed. Why?
Like
What?
racism is a discussion what is very has different levels, Racism is racism, one part. Racism root is I hate whatever is not like me. Okay? So the Germans hated the Jews because they're not like them, whatever.
Yeah.
Blacks, if you go to Africa, there's racism against whites. So people always think it's only white against black or white against Turks, Arabs. No, it's even the other way around. These people in the stadium, some of them, they're racist. They don't like him, but a lot of it comes to distract this person or to hurt this person. It's not straight racism. It's wrong, should have been banned, and there should be point deduction and fines and all of that. And there must be more awareness because we have more awareness about the new beer was coming out or the new Audi cars coming out than fighting racism. Okay, so the focus is completely wrong. But these people, they do it so many times just to get something out of the player. That he has a reaction, that he doesn't focus anymore because they know Samuel Eto'o, on his day, he will score 4. So they try to distract him. So I wouldn't say that this is a racist root. Of course it's wrong. And we know it comes from racism. But it's not that they wish him death.
Just can't
But
understand
it's just wrong because they know it works. That's what they did to me. And I left the field. And then I was the ambassador of racism and all that stuff. What didn't bring anything. Because at the end of the day, if you don't put money in it, because today these things, they work with money. You have to put money in it to fight racism. You're not going to go nowhere. It's not enough to have here no to racism. I mean,
Yeah. I was going to say that moment as well. Like, that was a pretty big moment for you in your career. Your teammates followed you as well.
Yeah,
Did you
that
have the
was a big-
support of the club?
100%. 100%. Till people took advantage of it for an image. You know, it's always the same thing. I gained millions of followers on Twitter that time just because it's the new thing. It was the first time done.
Yeah. Yeah.
What at the end of the day, what did we do? Nothing. My team followed me. Unbelievable. Unbelievable gesture. Then after I had a big meeting, a big interview, what went around the world, people like Rio Ferdinand, Cristiano Ronaldo, they all backed me up, say he did right, he did right. But then afterwards, it happened. I went to the FIFA, I got invited, pictures here, pictures there, ha ha ha. We fight racism as well. But then what? Nothing happened. All the tips I gave them, they never did anything about it. I told them, for example, we have cameras now everywhere to see if it's VAR, offside, goal line technique. Why don't we have cameras and microphones in the whole stadium? First of all, it's for security reasons. We can identify every single person. C3 is Josh Mansour. Sauce is sitting there. we know it's him who said this and this word because we got microphones everywhere. Is it expensive? Yeah, 100%. But does it help us with security? Because we had, like in France, the suicide bombers tried to enter the stadium. Like, you have a lot of things. But we know exactly, okay, racist chants, you're out from the stadium forever. They didn't even look into, we're going to look into it. Nothing changed. Why? Because there's no benefit. There's no money-making machine.
Yeah, it all comes back to money.
Racism is no money-making machine.
What did you experience that game for you to walk off? You don't mind me
I was
asking.
just tired, brother. I was so tired.
Was it only one section or was this the whole stadium?
No, one section, the fans of that team. But it was a friendly game. Imagine that. It was us superstars playing against the local team just to give awareness, have some people that could see us close. And 50 idiots came out and had to do that. And just my whole childhood went through my head because I grew up in Germany, brother. We played in the East. The things they used to tell me when I was 7, 8 years old, these scars, I took them with me.
Yeah.
They told me, like, for every goal you score, you get a banana. We put you in a box, we send you back to your country.
Come on.
You monkey.
Come on.
You should have been erased. Like, all of that stuff in my 10 years old, brother. You should have been erased. The N-word and all that stuff. So, and I always kept it to myself. I always said, you know what? No, bro. Coaches came to me and said, don't worry about them. What you mean don't worry about them? You've never been through that.
Yeah.
You know what it does to someone? And then all my life going through that, then the moment where I'm on my peak of my career, one of the best players in the world, without being arrogant, I was 3 years, maybe midfield, box to box, one of the best. Now I know they're going to comment and say, this guy's crazy, but whatever. I felt that way. So I did everything I can to come from the gutter to be named with Robinho, Ronaldinho, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, playing against the biggest in the world. That they still gonna go against my skin color?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, that can't be. Why did I go all through that? That people see me different. That they don't see my color anymore, they see my talent. So I said, no, I'm not gonna play here anymore. I took off my shirt because I wanted to demonstrate I'm not gonna play anymore. Went into the dressing room. Massimo Ambrosini, the captain, who I still rate him for that, he said, if Kevin doesn't play, we're all not gonna play.
Wow.
And we just went in the bus, went home. And I didn't know that, brother. I was just emotional, angry, sad, whatever. I looked at my phone. The amount of ping, 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 Twitter, I still had the notifications on. The phone calls I had, everything was going nuts. My phone went crazy. I didn't get into it. I put it down. I went to the training ground. We trained. After the training, my phone was hot. I'm telling you. Everybody wanted to speak to me. Every single person I've ever shook hands, like from 1991, they reached out. Oh, we're with you, brother. Everybody was with me. And then I went on this high. Okay, they were the task force against racism with the FIFA and everything. Till the day, imagine how this world works. I was on that no to racism spot adverse on television every day in Champions League. When there was a Champions League, that ad would come out. Say no to racism. Then Cristiano Ronaldo, no racism in Portuguese, you know? Yeah. And all these players, and I was there and say no to racism. When I stopped playing Champions League, when I stopped playing for a team that plays Champions League, they took me off. Imagine.
Oh.
Because I wasn't big enough anymore.
Yeah, I understand.
They took me off. And this is why I knew, okay, this world of football doesn't care about racism, doesn't care about you. You're just a number. You have to function.
Saying that though, that was a dark moment with at Milan.
Yeah.
But did Milan still feel like home to you out of
Yeah.
all the clubs?
Yeah. I felt really good in Milan because I've learned to become a man in Milan because of the players around me. They were a real man. I was a 23-year-old kid coming from the streets, playing in Portsmouth, coming into this big city, big stadium, glamour, lights, everything. So I've learned a lot out there.
You went from Portsmouth to Genoa first, didn't you?
On loan. There was a great... No, I went to Genoa, and then I got... then Genoa loaned me to Milan. Weird deal.
That makes no sense.
No
All the
sense.
loan deals, that
No
makes
sense.
Yeah, it makes.
But it was just... I think because back in the day, Milan wanted me, but they didn't have a lot of money. So if Milan would have contacted Portsmouth, but we went to the second league because of bankruptcy, the club went into bankruptcy. So if Milan would have contacted Portsmouth would have asked 20 million or something. So they made like maybe a deal that a smaller club asked Portsmouth, so they will just only ask 12 million or something.
Out of all, you've bounced from club to club, right? Like, how many clubs? I know.
14.
Was it 14?
Yeah.
I was going to say 12. I reckon I can count some of them.
Okay.
Can I count some of them?
You count
Let me guess.
Milan and Hertha. I went twice, so
Yes.
it's 14.
Let me try and guess off the top of my head, all right?
Do you know the...
I want to try to.
Okay,
I want
okay.
to try to. Hertha, how you pronounce it? Tottenham?
Yes.
Dortmund?
Yes. Wow. Good.
Portsmouth?
Yes.
Genoa?
Yes.
Milan?
Yes.
Ooh, Milan. Frankfurt?
No.
Where?
Germany. Yes.
Schalke?
Yes.
Frankfurt?
No.
Where?
Back to Milan.
Back to Milan. Oh, you went back to Milan
Yeah,
for another
6
spell.
months. Yeah.
Back to Milan.
And then from Milan, I went where?
Frankfurt or Sassuolo?
No. Spain.
Oh,
Small
Barcelona.
island. No,
No,
small
Las
island.
Palmas.
Las Palmas.
Barcelona.
No.
Oh, where?
Las Palmas, Germany. Where? I
Frankfurt.
won the cup. Yeah.
Yes. Frankfurt. Barcelona.
No.
Jesus.
Sassuolo.
Sassuolo.
Then?
Then Barcelona.
Barcelona. Then?
Hertha.
No.
Oh, you're kidding. What?
Purple shirt, Italy.
Oh, Fiorentina.
Fiorentina.
Fiorent-
And then?
Monza?
Mm-mm.
Oh, where? I've lost now.
Black and white shirt.
Besiktas.
Besiktas.
Monza.
Yes.
Then you finished up
And
at
then Hertha.
far out.
Yeah. A lot. Yeah, I know. I loved it though.
So people will say like you're a bit of a nomad. Why
Yeah.
couldn't you solidify yourself within a club?
Who says that? Show me these people.
No, it's not.
No, I know.
You could say it as a negative or a positive.
No,
you could say
no,
like, look all the big clubs you played at.
Yeah, 100%. I had a great career, and I did two mistakes in my career. Two changes of clubs were out of only like emotions. Never thought about it. It's from Hertha to Tottenham was the worst. No, let's say 3. Was a bad decision. With 20, go to Tottenham without knowing. I didn't even know who played in Tottenham. I just saw the numbers, signed the contract, said, wow, I get over $1 million. Come on, 20 years old. And back in the day, the pound was double. So I had 1.2 million net in Tottenham. So it was 2.4 million euros in Germany.
I say,
With
like,
20.
I agree with you because I'm an Arsenal supporter. Who wants to go play for Tottenham? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so wrong. So I signed it without looking, whatever. And then my move from Milan to Schalke
Yep.
was not a good time. And the last one, what was very difficult, but from Sassuolo to Barcelona. Image-wise, it was perfect. But for my football career, it was very bad.
Is that because you're behind the pecking order? You couldn't get that
I
game
didn't
time?
play. I went to a team where Suarez is the number 1 striker. They wanted to play me second striker. Difficult to get numbers there, you know. But for my image, it was huge. I can say I played in Barcelona, won the league with Barcelona, and I played in Camp Nou, first 11 with Messi and Dembele. Like, it's something you can tell somebody, but I only played 4 games, so in 6 months, it's not enough.
You know, I'm going to have to ask that. Like, sharing the dressing room with
Who's the best,
Suarez,
yeah.
Messi, Busquets, Jordi Alba, the list goes on. I have to ask. Like, all the fans need to hear it. Like, what was that like?
The good thing is I was used to it because I played in Milan with all these big names. It's just a normal dressing room, to be honest. They're cool guys. They love football. They love joking around.
After what happened in 2010, what was the reaction like with Suarez?
No, normal. We're no friends. We're no friends, but not because of what happened 2010, just because he's a different character. We have different spirits, but we're no friends. We never really got together. Like, I was cool with the whole team. With him, I'm just hello, that's it.
Okay.
But
Messi,
cool guy. Yeah, very, very quiet. He's very quiet. He only speaks with his feet on the field, what I admire, because there's a lot of people who talk a lot, but they don't perform. He's very quiet. He chooses who to talk to. Very selective. But me and him, we were cool. He like hugged me and said, welcome, so good to see you. What I was surprised. Like, wow, okay. The thing is, little insider. Before I went to Barcelona, so they had two sportive directors. One of them was Eric Abidal.
Of course.
Who I played against still. So he said, yes, we want you. So then the other sportive director said, we want you. The president said, we want you. The coach said, we want you. And I said, perfect, I'm going to sign tomorrow. They said, nah, we need to speak to Leo first.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, we speak to Leo because he had that power. So I was going to sleep hoping that Leo likes me or sees me in the team.
You're sweating on your teammates.
Yeah, I was like, tomorrow I can sign my shirt with Barcelona, but if Leo says no, I will not going to sign the contract.
That's unbelievable.
So I woke up in the morning and say, oh, good. I said, oh, okay.
Did you see his post the other day?
No.
He revisited the Camp Nou.
Yeah.
And he said, hopefully one day I'll come back to this club and finish off my career here.
Oh, wow.
Because he didn't.
But he could.
He believes he didn't finish off on the right note at Barcelona.
Yeah, definitely not. But he could because the way he plays, he can still play 5 years. Because the team around him plays for him, you know? So it's a different way of playing, like Cristiano, for example.
What about the contrast with the Milan locker room? What about those players, like your Ibrahimovic's, Bill, or...
That was a big thing for me, a big step. Because
you're only 23, right?
I was 23. I came from Portsmouth. There was no superstars, and then I signed on the same day that Robinho and Zlatan Ibrahimovic signed. So my signing went a little bit under the rug, a lot under the rug.
Yeah.
But it was good for me, so I could like develop in the shadow a little bit. But the moment I walked in that dressing room and I saw all of these names, I was like, wow. I called my older brother. I said, I'm not going to play 1 second here. But we have the street mentality, so he was like, what are you talking about, bro? You're going to show them who you are.
100%.
And I was like, and he gave me a little bit of power. Yeah, this was big. It was huge. Like seeing Zlatan walking in the shadow, he's huge, you know, and then Gattuso coming in, he's like Pirlo coming in dressed like he's on the catwalk, you know. They're all like, I look at these people, perfume, hairstyle, everything. I was like, I came in my Nike tracksuit with my Nike TN, you know.
Is Zlatan really like that? How how people perceive him in the media? Like, you know how he's just...
No, he's so, like, yeah, you see this arrogant guy, but still playful, and that's how he is. He's a very fun guy, like professional. I've never seen a more professional in my career. Like, okay, Cristiano Ronaldo, I know from, but who shared the dressing room with me? Zlatan Ibrahimovic was the most professional. In early, goes home as the last, train all the time, in the gym, physiotherapy, all of that. But he's a nice guy. I mean, he makes jokes all the time. On the field, different. He's a beast. He's a monster. He wants to win all the time. Off the field, a joker.
I love that.
Yeah.
What manager really understood you and the one that had no idea how to coach you?
The one who understood me the most is Roberto De Zerbi, who's the coach now of Marseille.
Yes,
who's for me
well.
Yeah, who for me is one of the best coaches in the world, football-wise.
Where did he coach you again?
In Sassuolo.
Yep.
And even as a human, he understood me the most because similar upbringings. And he gave me my liberty to do stuff, whatever I wanted, with not breaking the rules, of course, and not getting a red card.
Of course.
Jurgen Klopp.
Of course.
Understood me really good in Dortmund.
He looks like one of the best man managers.
Yeah. Like, to have a coach, a manager, it's difficult to find someone who has both. Be a great manager on the field and off the field, all right? So many times you have a great person, but he's not the best on the field, but he's going to get an assistant coach who's going to fill that gap.
Yeah, like the
and then
tactical
sometimes
stuff.
sometimes you have a great coach, but empathy-wise, relationship, very difficult. So Jurgen Klopp and Roberto De Zerbi were the ones for me who had both and who could read me the best. And we had the perfect relationship. For example, Massimo Allegri, on the field, genius. Off the field, we had no vibe. Now, I saw him after my career one time, perfect vibe. How are you? Because there's no more player coach.
Yeah.
But in my career, me and him, bumping heads a lot of times. because we had no vibe. But on the field, he helped me a lot. He showed me how to defend. We had so much respect for each other. Yeah, there's so many coaches like that. Niko Kovac, for example, I had him in Frankfurt. Off the field, unbelievable vibe, because he's born in the same street as I was born in
Really?
Berlin-Wedding. We played together, and he became a coach ever. On the field, wow, like bumping heads, because he just wanted me to run. I said, I'm a footballer, I'm not a runner, you know. So yeah, this and a lot of people talking about Ancelotti, for example. They say maybe he's not the best coach, but he's the best person. People would go on the field and kill for him because he's so nice, you know. So it's just from hearing and knowing people. They say about Guardiola, amazing coach, person, nah. So many say that, no good relationship, but on the field, he's unbelievable.
Which manager didn't understand you?
So many. My Ghanaian coach in the national team didn't understand me at all. In Fiorentina and Florence, they didn't understand me. Like Montella, for example, we had no understanding at all, off the field, on the field. But it can happen, you know. It's like that's the job, and then you move on. You don't stick in a situation, try to make it bad. But yeah, you bump heads sometimes.
Yeah.
In Hertha, for example, I had no coach who I was aligning with because they were a little bit scared of my aura, of the person who I am, that I could take over the stadium, the team. So they got scared, so they put me on the side. It's all that world, you know, it's steroids.
Did you have any heated exchanges with any teammates? Like I used to have a few here and there. People know who.
Oh yeah, I fought with teammates. We punched each other,
Really?
tackled each other. Yeah, so many times. Yeah.
Is there one that you would never break bread with?
No. All of them. Like
That's
seriously,
good.
I would go. But Marco Livaya, for example, I played with him in Las Palmas. He's a Croatian striker, machine, brother. He was so strong. So one day we fought on the field and we're fighting. Like it's like,
What
stop, dude.
happened?
I don't know about the situation. He dribbled and he should pass the ball. And I
Oh,
said, pass the ball, stop being an egoist. And he's like, shut up. So we argued. Then after the training, you know, the fire, the spark is gone.
Yeah.
So I took him to the kitchen. I said, bro, what's wrong with you? He's like, what happened? He's like, no, sorry, I got like some issues at home and this and that. I said, yeah, I can see that because you're so tense. I said, I just want to help you and all is good. And he's like, but don't speak to me ever like this. So there comes again I wanted to be, don't ever speak to me. He's like, what are you talking about? He said, leave me alone. So the conversation went beautiful till the moment I told him, don't ever speak to me like that. So his pride got up and he's like, what do you want? So he opens the door with so much power and hits me right in my forehead with that door. Boom.
you would have seen red.
And I see red. I run to him and I punch him on the head, like on the back of his head. And we start fighting. Bang, he punches me. My lip starts open. And we really fight. After 2 minutes, we stop fighting. I go there, he goes there. And I'm sitting there saying, what am I doing?
Okay.
Why am I doing this? For what?
Oh, it's happened to me.
Like every time we do something, you know why? Because something takes over what is not of God, makes you do something, and then God comes back to your heart and he's like, how do I do that? My lip was busted, my heart is pumping, my hand is open, him the same. So the next day I went to him, I hugged him, I said, I'm so sorry, man. I'm the older one, I should never do something like this. You know, so it happens, dressing rooms, so a lot of steroids, a lot of pride, and everybody wants to be stronger.
Egos.
Yeah, I win more, I'm better. It's normal.
You know, with all the leagues as well, like, do they all have their own characteristics?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you got German, the Italian. Like, what separates them?
The biggest separation from Italy to others is like tactical wise. Like in Italy, it's very tactical. It's more important to defend, like to keep the number 0 than to score. Of course, with the years, it got better and better, but Italy is more tactic. You do a lot of practice about the tactical formation and all that stuff. In England, it's pace, strength, going back and forth. Physical, very physical. I remember I was there like lifting every day in the gym, every day, because you needed that strength because you played against players, they looked like you, brother. Like they were, and it's like, wow, I can't come here with 65 kilos and dribble this guy.
What was your playing weight?
83, 84.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm 100 now, so. But I got down 7 kilos. I stopped eating sweets.
Oh, worst thing for you.
I was already, one time I was on 110.
What?
Yeah. So now I'm 100, I'm good. I love it.
Nice.
So yeah, England is very paced. Then Spain, football, technique, tiki-taka. It's not so like powerful as England, for example, or so tactical. That's why there's so many goals in Spain, because it's not as tactical as Italy.
Yeah.
And then Germany is a mix of all of that, because you have some teams who play like Italian football, and then you have some teams they play like Spanish football, and then other teams they're like England. So Germany is a kind of mix of all of them.
I don't think there'd be this debate will never get old. You know which debate I'm going to talk
Yeah, I
about?
know.
What debate? What debate am I going to talk about?
Cristiano or Messi?
Asking you, Cristiano or Messi?
Okay.
Can I tell you my point of view first?
Yeah, of course.
So I
please.
feel like Cristiano's greatness comes from hard work,
Yeah.
where I believe Messi's greatness comes from natural talent.
Yeah.
What's your take on it?
Yeah, but who's the better for you?
Oh, it's obvious. You know who?
No, you tell me.
Ronaldo. I believe Ronaldo.
Wow.
Well, I believe Ronaldo because because obviously I'm half Portuguese, I'm Madurense, so I'm
course.
from the
You
same
have
place. For God's sake, the airport's named after him
Yeah.
when I'll come into
Yeah,
Madeira.
you have to.
Well, I've got no choice, right? But saying that, I've got his jersey at home. I got a signed jersey when they won the Euro. So like I idolize him. The traits that he has, I resonate to.
Yeah.
Hard work, discipline, devotion to your craft. And if I was to tell a young kid coming through, anyone, even from any code, to model their kind of themselves from a player, it'd be him.
Yeah, 100%.
What about you?
Yeah, I see it very like similar because I love the sport and I can see, of course, Lionel Messi has something no one ever will have.
You can't
again.
compare.
You can't compare.
Yeah.
He is natural talent. He just needed a left foot to win you a game whenever he feels like it. So training with him, I felt like I have no idea how to play football. That's how good he is. He's really on a different level.
So if we're thinking Messi's here, Ronaldo's around same bouts, where is everyone else?
We're like 10 steps under them. But for me, the best player who ever played football, touched the ball, is Ronaldinho. So no one can touch him for me as football-wise. Even if they score 1 million goals or they win 1,000 Ballon d'Ors, Ronaldinho is the best.
Well, he was your teammate as well, right?
Yeah,
AC Milan.
yeah. But it was at like kind of at the end of his career.
The end of his career.
But his prime, no one can touch him. No Zidane, nobody. For me, that's what I think. But if you see just pure things and you want to, like how you said, a young kid, I don't want them to follow the footsteps of Messi because he's not the example of hard work. He's one of a kind. So no kid growing up will be like him. It's more likely kid's going to be like Cristiano because he puts the work in. He puts the effort in. This guy 24/7 lives for football. All right. Like I know his schedule because my old chef became his chef.
Really?
Yeah. So I opened the pathway for my chef to work for him. So he told me his schedule, kind of how he does. He does 2,000 abdominals a day.
What?
He plays Champions League at 8:45 in whatever city, comes back at night, 3 a.m, he goes to the gym. Everybody drives home, finally goes home. He goes to the gym. He goes to the underwater bicycle for an hour. He does stretching. He arrives home at 6. And then at 10, they have training at 12. He's there at 9. So that's his schedule. His phone vibrates. Oh, he goes to sleep. He has to sleep. He sleeps 45 minutes. Like he has a sleeping schedule. Like his life is all about football. So that's someone you should follow as a young kid because you will never have the left foot of Messi. Messi's never in the gym. He doesn't need to. But this is one only. If I follow, for example, there's some players in Barcelona who followed Lionel Messi, his schedule, they were always injured.
Did anyone tell Messi, like, you should have passed the ball then, like, you dribbled a bit too much?
No, you can't. Because he will never do a mistake.
Come on.
If he makes a mistake, it's either he has fever or he's going through something mentally. He doesn't make mistakes. It's true. Like 95% of what he does, it's the right choice. So that's why you just watch him, how he plays, his position. The way he turns his head before receiving a pass, it's like 16 times or something.
Is that God-gifted talent or is that experience?
No, it is a talent, what became experience.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, but it's just one. That's the thing. Don't look up to him and say, I want to be like Messi. You will never be. We have to be honest. Like we can never be Messi, but we can be kind of like Ronaldo because it's hard work. Of course, he has an unbelievable talent. But Ronaldo was intelligent enough to say, hey, I stop now the show and I get to work. Because his beginnings was oversteps, flicks, this. He stopped that and became a goal machine. So for me, it's Ronaldo.
So you, Ronaldo.
Over Messi, but not because who's the better player, just who's the better example.
But the best player in your eyes is Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho.
Was there a player that you molded yourself off growing up?
Rivaldo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because everybody said I'm similar to him with my legs. I walk like him. So I used to look at him and I love the way he plays because he was always under the radar, but he was so good.
Yeah.
He was never the. Of course, he played in Barcelona and everything, but yeah, I watched a lot of Rivaldo, and then it came Zidane, Ronaldinho, and I just drifted off with Ronaldinho.
There was one player I haven't mentioned, but Ronaldo, number 9, Ronaldo.
Oh yeah, phenomenal. But I was too young. I saw some stuff with it, but as I'm not a striker, you know, he's more like a striker would say, oh, il fenomeno. But I never moved as a striker. I was more number 10, so I would look at the number 10s. For me, Riquelme, Ronaldinho, Zidane, these were the players, Roberto Baggio, these were players where I looked at them like, I want to be like them. I want to move like them. Like, I know Il Fenomeno was a different league, but more for strikers.
You also found Christ.
Yes. He chose me.
He chose you. And how did you build that connection with your faith?
Very simple. Christ is first. So whatever comes afterwards comes. It's an addition to what I'm doing, but my life is 24/7 about Christ. And especially where I come from, what I've been through in my career and all the downs, I'm living on the highest I've ever been now.
Were you born a Christian?
No. I was more around Islamic Muslims because I grew up in Berlin in the ghetto with Arabs and Turks.
Yep.
But I was never a believer.
Never.
I never believed in anything. I knew there's a higher power. I used to call it higher power, but back in the day, I used to say I'm the son of the devil.
Really?
Yeah. People who meet me today, they don't know who I was and they don't know what I've been through and they don't know how prideful I was and all that stuff. So people today see me, wow, what a great guy, but I wasn't always that.
Obviously, not recording, but we were speaking about your faith, our faith.
Yeah.
Has it saved your life?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if I would have died, but I had suicidal thoughts. Yeah. One stage of my career. I was a heavy drinker. I took drugs at the end of my career. So definitely God waited till I'm out from this spotlight and the bubble.
Yeah.
Take me out of this. He saved my life.
You know how you say Christ chose you?
Yeah.
Who introduced you to the faith? Like, when you say chose you, what do you mean by that?
So how I said, my amazing wife said, when you step foot in this country, your life's going to change forever. So I came to Sydney. I brought my whole entourage with me. So all of my closest friends.
Really?
Yeah, because this was my time after my career. I said, we're going to go hard. We're going to go to down under and we will make it upside down. You know, we were out here to party, to like see the night scene and enjoy Sydney. So that was my plan.
Yeah.
Little did I know, I landed and my plan changed within a heartbeat. So I haven't seen my now wife, for 5 years. So I landed in Sydney. I went to the hotel. I checked in, whatever.
Yeah.
She picked me up.
Yeah.
We went to have a coffee. Let's say a coffee. We went to Mark Wahlberg's restaurant near the Opera House.
Yes.
I don't remember the name. We sat down. I opened a big bottle of red wine because I needed to drink. I always needed to drink. We started talking. I was in the worst state of my life. Addicted to pills, smoking marijuana, and drinking every single day. Like getting completely drunk. I needed it. And very bad. So she asked me, how you doing? I said, yeah, I'm good. You know, how you said yesterday on the phone, we have the mask on.
Yeah.
We're the best actors in the world. I should have won 5 Oscars in my career. Seriously, because we're the best actors. You can go to depression or nearly want to kill yourself the next day. You're there winning the league or whatever. So I said, yeah, I'm good. And she's like, and I said to her, how are you? She said, I'm great. I'm amazing. If you thought back in the day I was like following my faith, now it's over. I devoted my life 100% to Jesus. Wow. And then she said to me, and I'm going to get married very soon. So that was her saying to me, we can't be friends. Back off.
Yeah.
I will be married very soon. In that moment, I didn't know back in the day that it's God's voice telling me that. I just thought I'm crazy.
Yeah.
But I heard, yes, you're going to get married with me. Like, you're going to marry me. And I was like, no, I can't tell her that. Because after 5 years, after half an hour, I tell you you're going to marry me.
Well,
so I was like,
scary.
Yes, you're going to get married soon with someone you already know. That's the only thing I said.
Yeah.
So her being into Christ so much, of course, she asked me one day if she could pray for me. No, she lined out my whole life. She said, you are this, and this because of this. So all my generational things.
Yeah.
My father abandoned me. He wasn't there for me all my life. So there's a void, right? You try to fill that up. I had a very bad childhood. Bless my mom, she tried everything, but she tried to raise 5 children on her own. She has her problems, she had her demons. So bless her, she tried, but I never had a good childhood. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna fill this void with everything you can. And I see so many men out there going through all the same thing, because if we raise our hand and say, who grew up without the father, 90% raise their hands. Exactly. See, we all go through the same scars, same hurt, same pain. We have no identity. We're looking for it in cars, in houses, in women, in anything but Christ, because we don't know.
Exactly.
So I was doing the same. I was partying all the time. I was going around in the world. I was married before. I cheated. I drank. I did everything under the sun what the son of devil would do. Manipulated, all of it. So coming here changed everything, because she lined all that out. You were going to be like your father. This is your mother, what she did. This is your sons will be the same, because I'm their identity. So if I don't change anything, my sons will be the same. Multiple times married, having kids, being broken.
The trend will continue.
Exactly. This is a generational thing. It's going to continue. So she said, you want to break that? And I said, I would love to. It's the first time in my life I listened to someone talking to me about religion. Because I used to always say, bro, leave me alone with your religion or something. So I listened to her. And then she asked me if she could pray for me. And that's the moment where my life got changed. She put her hand on my heart and just prayed all the things God told her to tell me. That he sees me, that he loves me, that he's got my back. Because my father, only thing I've always wanted for him is to say, I'm proud of you. You know? He never said, he never came to a game, he never came to a practice. Imagine, I played 19 years professional. Maybe he was there, but hidden. 19 years professional football. And the one you want him to be in the stands, he was never there. So she told me, God in heaven, who's your father in heaven, proud of you. So she started praying for me. As that happened, I closed my eyes and I could see all my sins. It came in like flashing lights. And I started weeping, brother. I cried so much that day, in that moment when she prayed. And then she prayed life into me. She said, you're going to be this. You're going to be a godly man. You're going to be a godly husband. You're going to be the man you need to be for your kids.
You've never had someone tell you that?
Brother. First time. And you know how many friends we have?
Oh, yeah.
How many people we have around us?
They come and go, man.
They come and go. They just take something off you. They just suck it out of you. And then they're gone. I never had someone who didn't want anything from me just to see me shine. And when she said all of these things, I started having hope.
Yeah.
And that feeling of, I'm sorry. I didn't even know what I was sorry for and to who, because I didn't know God yet. I didn't know Christ yet. I just knew something in my heart hurt it. I hurt someone. So I cried and cried and cried. And then I was like, what? I want more of that. Then she left, she went home, and I was up all night, walked around in the nighttime in the Sydney city center.
Really?
Called my friend because I know he loves smoking cigarettes. So I called him. I said, you want to smoke a cigarette? He said, yeah, let's go for a walk. I needed to go out. It was too much for me. It was so overwhelming. Especially because, okay, we know life is spiritual, right?
Of course.
We know. But we never interact with the spiritual world.
Well, no one really openly talks about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I will today, because it's very important people know that life is spiritual. So for the first time in my life, I saw things I closed my eyes, and these flashes of me partying, drinking, going out, women, it all came to me, and it hurt my heart so much. I started crying. I needed to go for a walk. So I went for a walk, and I didn't know what's going on. Only thing I knew, I want more. So things go on. I go to church here in Sydney. My wife says, you want to come to church? She prayed that, God, you want me to help this man, I will help him. She never saw me as her husband or nothing. She just knew God brought me into her life, that she would help me go through all my trauma and everything. So she said to God, God, if you want me to help him and be there for him, he comes to church. Never in my life I've been to church. I always said, when I go to church, my skin is going to burn. You know, that's how I felt. So things happen that Infantino, the president, asked the person to tell me I should stay till the final day. But my time to take off was Thursday. to go back to Berlin. All my friends left. I stayed.
Wow.
I stayed and I went to church. On the way to church, it's spiritual. So many voices told me, don't go. It's not for you. Don't worry about that. Why are you going? Just tell her you're sick. You can't come. You don't go. No. And my wife went by herself because she said, we can't go in together. We're not a couple.
Yeah.
So I was standing in front of the church, looking at these people with the Bibles going inside. I was like, what am I doing here, man? What am I doing? I was like, I can't do it. So I ring her up. I said, where are you? She said, sorry, I'm running a little bit late. She did it on purpose. She did it on purpose because she wanted me to go in there for Christ, not for her. It's all spiritual.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't do it. She said, yeah, of course you do it. Go inside. Don't worry about it. It's all good. I said, can you stay on the phone? Like a little 5-year-old. I said, please, can you stay on the phone while I walk in? So I walk inside. She stays on the phone and I see this woman coming to me. Hi. And I was like, wow, why are they so nice? We're not used to that. I'm so dark. Like I come in there like this, I put on...
You feel out of place.
Yeah, I put on a turtleneck so they don't see my tattoos. I was like kind of ashamed of that. She's like, oh, it's your first time? I said, yeah, first time. She thought it's my first time in that church. She didn't know it's the first time ever in church.
Wow.
So she said, come in, have a seat. So I go all the way to the back, sitting down and saying, hey, let's see what's going to happen. These people have their hands up singing, Jesus, Jesus. Like, I look at them, it's like, what's wrong with these people? Brother, honestly, after 5 minutes, I don't know what happened. Something inside of me. I stood up, lifted my hands, started crying in that church, always like peeking a little bit. It's like, no one should recognize me. Please, please. Look to the right. There's another real man there crying, looking at me. We nudged their heads. I'm like, okay, it's okay to cry here. And I just cried. I don't know, the Spirit hit me so much of conviction and I felt so sorry.
Yeah.
And that's the moment where I said, give you my life, man. I want to give you my life. And then I said, yeah, that's it. I'll give you my life.
You can't even explain that.
No, it's impossible. You know what is possible? I just wish everybody has the same feeling because I have peace in my life now, brother.
I don't even know what to say. Like that is just crazy. Since we're on this topic, I got you those shirts, right?
Oh, man, thank you.
So, small world. Just weird how things happen. So I grew up in a pretty poor neighborhood as well, and grew up without a dad most of my life and whatnot. And he said the shop owner. I've never met him before. He lived down the road from me, so he remembered me as a kid.
Oh wow!
I don't remember this guy. And he's so devoted to Christ now. Like his whole life is around Christ. And he goes, do you remember? Like we used to play on the streets with the ball and stuff. I'm like, I'll be honest, man. Like I don't remember much about that time because it was a pretty tough period of my life. But I do remember one thing. This is gonna freak you out. I remember I woke up during the middle of the night and I was going to the kitchen. I lived in a small apartment. My bedroom was right at the end of the apartment, and I was walking through the lounge room at this point. And I was 9, 10 years old, and I still remember. I'm 35 now. I still remember like it was yesterday. I felt uneasy, and I remember I looked right, and then there was nothing there. It was just a lounge room, and then I remember I looked up, and like this sounds crazy, I know.
No, it doesn't. Not to me.
The ceiling of my roof opened up, and it was just blinding light that fell on me. And I remember the light was so blinding that it pushed me down. But it was blinding, but I could still see it. It was just white. And then all I see was a hand. I swear on my kids this happened.
Whoa, look at this. Can you zoom in?
My hand reached out.
That's a present.
I grabbed the hand. I stood up, and it was like I was standing in my living room.
Wow.
I'll never forget it. And like the only explanation I can have for that was like it had to be Jesus or God. Like but like imagine trying to share that with someone, like having people listening. Imagine like I'll sound crazy. Like you know what I mean?
Because people want to believe in spiritual when it's convenient, but not when it's not, So your story, I believe it 1,000,000% because God's got a calling on you. Yeah. That was him telling you, I got you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah.
Stay on his path, brother. We get off the path. It's normal.
Yeah.
It's because we live in this world where the devil rules. He rules around us. So it's hard to stay on the path, on the light. But our light outshines the darkness. And that's him showing you. You feel uneasy? Don't worry, I got you. I had a dream similar. On my first 4 or 5 months following Christ, I had a similar dream, and I was so disappointed when I woke up. I was around darkness, and then I always saw a light coming through and a hand. Trust me. And I saw a hand, and I tried to grab that hand so many times. I couldn't grab it because the darkness pulled me back. And I told my wife about it, and I said, Marcy, we have to pray about this. What is this?
No way.
And I couldn't reach the hand that time. And I woke up, and I was so disappointed because I know, when you're feeling, that's Jesus. He's like, come.
Yeah.
But I wasn't ready yet. There was still a lot of things I had to pray about and die to, But that's God. And he lives. He's a living God. And we have to accept that. So people always say, it's spiritual, this, but they only want to think about it when it's convenient. And that's the thing. If you say these things, you don't sound crazy. There's going to be so many people say, wow, bless you, man. Amen. You had an encounter with Jesus. Others will say, yeah, he's crazy. Why? Because they don't want to believe it.
Or don't understand it.
Yeah, it's a lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
That's why the people perish. It was a lack of knowledge.
Have you ever forgiven your father?
Yes, brother. I have to. You know what? I love these questions. That's the hardest part.
No.
That was one of the hardest things. Like when you follow Christ, he renews you, He makes you new. So that's why I got baptized. Old Prince, because I used to call myself Prince because I was the most prideful person on earth. Prince died and Kevin came back as a resurrection like Jesus Christ, So I came back. First time, my first breath in Christ. So he renews your mind, he renews your heart. Doing that, you have to forgive. Otherwise, he can't forgive you. You have to stop these things you did before, die to sin. So I was drinking, I was like lustful and all that stuff. So he took that away from me. But then he made me go and ask for forgiveness, forgive people. So I met my father, I sat down with him. There was early stages, but I knew I need to meet with him. And I don't have a good relationship with him. We don't talk. And I wish him nothing but the best because God is going to meet him where he is, So I'm in peace with that. But I met with him and we sat in front of each other and I looked at my father, my earthly father. And it's like, you don't really know this person. He doesn't even know me, but
you still have a connection.
It's my father.
Exactly.
And Jesus sat with prostitutes, killers, murderers. So I sit with my father and I said to him, you know what? I need you to forgive me because I was never a good son to you. I never gave him a real chance because I heard what my mom said or I heard what other people said or he treated my brother better than he treated me. So I just put my walls up. So I said, I need you to forgive me. And I forgive you for every single time where I needed you. That's it. In that conversation, he lied into my face. Brother, I was a newborn Christian. My heart was like, should I punch him in the face now? Or I was like, no, I need to be like Jesus. Forgive him. It was a hard situation. Got out of there, hugged him, wished him nothing but the best. Called my wife, Marcy. I said, I did it. She said, I'm really proud of you. But she knew in the spirit, I haven't forgiven my father. It was just words. Fast forward 7 months, I watch a movie, a kid struggling with his dad start crying. I start crying. I start crying so much for this kid because he had the same situation with his father like I did. So me crying out to God made me understand I haven't forgiven him. So I had to forgive him. So I took my laptop and I wrote him a letter. He never got the letter. One day I'm going to send it to him. But I wrote down everything what I have to forgive him for. That he never showed me how to shave. That he never was there for any practice. Sorry?
No, you're right, brother.
Always gets me, this part. Because it's beautiful to let go,
Yeah, of course.
And I just feel sorry for him that we lost so much time. Because he has a good son here. So I forgave him for everything. Never being there for practice. Never being there. Never teaching, never telling me how to treat a woman. Never being faithful. Never showed me how to give a word and stand by it. And all of these things. So I wrote it all down. And I said, Father, I give him now to you. You deal with this pain. You deal with this scar. May the blood of Jesus heal my heart for this. I love him. You take him now. Close the laptop. Cried. That's it. From that moment, I have peace.
Yeah.
If I see him now, I hug him. I tell him I love you. I pray for him. Every time I pray for my whole family, I pray for him that he's going to find the right way. And there's only one way. But it's the most important thing, because we live with a grudge or something.
Yeah.
You can't move on. The doors will
Poison.
stay shut. It's poison, exactly.
What about the rest of your family, like your mom, your siblings? Like, do you keep a close relationship with them as well?
Now, yeah. Now I'm trying because, okay, let's go back. Brother, I left my mom's house when I was 15. Now I can say with all honor of the Lord, my wife and I, we baptized my mom.
Wow.
Yeah. So she gave her life to Jesus. The fight over her life is in the spiritual realm very strong. So the devil is trying to pull her down. And we try to lift her up in prayers. It's a very difficult situation, but we baptized her. I left my mom's house when I was 15. Growing up in my mom's house was very difficult. There was a lot of alcohol involved. So I didn't really have a good connection with her. I left with 15 because I made my first money with football. And then from that day on, I was on my own. Everything I know, everything I am today is because I've picked it up on the streets.
Yep.
And I was very prideful. I was demonic. I was following the devil's steps. How I said, drinking, all of that stuff was every day in my life. Like, I was an athlete playing at my peak, being an alcoholic. No one can imagine that, because I turned up on Saturday and I killed it on the field.
It all makes sense because you never had that male figure to kind of guide you.
Exactly. I looked in that, I looked for that in a woman. I looked in that in an agent.
You can get that from your mom, of course, but a dad's a dad.
You need a dad.
You need a dad.
We're all without a head.
Yeah.
You know, there's order in a house. Christian house, there's order. It's Jesus, the husband, the wife, and the kids. And no other way around. There's so many households we see where the kids are first, then the wife and the man is last. Oh, I'm going to stay home, dad. No, that's not the order of God. The order of God is man, woman, kids.
That's traditional.
If it stays like this, you have peace. Of course, there are going to be difficulties. Why? Because we live in the devil's world. But you're going to go through it by praying and believing and having faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. That's it. You believe it or not. Everybody who's listening, who believe it or not. You want a beautiful, calm, peaceful house? That's the order. And that was never the order in my life. I never had a father figure who told me, hey, don't do that. This is good what you're doing. Keep going. That's why I went off. I followed the flow. I did my own way. Trust in yourself. No, trust in Jesus. Only believe in yourself. No, believe in Jesus. That's the thing. And I never had that. So I went off left and right looking for everything. I did my own life till the day I met Jesus. And now it's like, family is so important.
Oh, yeah.
I want my family all to feel what I'm feeling, because that's the key out of all the pain and trauma, because we all have pain. Brother, what is everybody looking for? Love, acceptance, identity. No one has it. No one has it. If you go to someone, what's your biggest achievement? I won the Ballon d'Or. I won the rugby league 15 times. No, that's not achievement. You know what is an achievement? Peaceful home. A house is in order. Who says that? I can say that right now. My household, amazing. First time in my life, I feel peace. I have storms around me. There are storms around me. But in my house, in my heart, in my mind, in my spirit, peace. Nothing can come against me because I have the biggest giant in my corner.
It's true, because they do say peace of mind is priceless. That's in the professional world, and that's in just the modern day human.
Exactly. And no one has it. Look, Nick was here, no? I heard, I listened to him. I saw so much what I've been through, what he's been through. He said, if I wouldn't drive back, I would kill the bottle now. I was the same. My best friend, Eric, when I found Christ, he said, brother, I love this new person. He said, you remember we were at the airport at 10 in the morning, you downed 3 beers? 10 in the morning, because I needed to get my alcohol level up because I was shaking. Yeah. And he said, I love them. And I forced the people around me because my demon was so intimidating. I forced them around me. You drink as well. If you don't drink, you're not my friend.
Yeah.
So they were drinking without even being...
To be accepted.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's like, you can't drink, you're not my friend. So what Nick went through, what all of us go through, I see that. And there's the way out. There's a light. And that's Jesus Christ. And people have to understand that. That is the truth.
There's always a choice.
You have a free will. God gives you a will. Go with Jesus, because he's going to take away that need of getting drunk, that need to cut yourself. I've been through depressions. That's why I said, Nick said, I've seen myself so many times in it. I was laying in my bed for 1 month, didn't shower, didn't eat, just thinking about making a playlist. I did like a suicidal playlist. So I made a playlist that when they find me dead, they're going to hear this song. That was my playlist. Imagine thinking about killing myself.
What took you to that point?
I was empty.
Is this after your career?
No,
Or during?
it was during my career.
Wow.
So
It's like, it's very hard to explain that to your fans because, or anyone that's in your position, because like they say you've got gifted talent first, and you're playing the best sport in the world in front of all these fans under the bright lights. You got all these money, cars, so they can't understand that. They can't sympathize with that.
why? Because money and fame is their God. Money and fame was my God. They can't understand that because they say, you're rich. You have a beautiful house. You have a great car. How can you be depressed? No one knows what we really go through till we open up.
Yeah, it's true.
And for so many, it's really late. It's too late because they kill themselves. They have no solution because the voices are so strong, because we believe in voices and demons talking when it's somebody else. And when they say, whoa, wow, what is he going through? No, it happens to us as well. It happened to me. And I was going through depressions, and they told me, this is the thing, you kill yourself and all that stuff. In my career. So how did I know that I need help? Or how did I know that something is wrong? I was driving to practice. It took me 25, 30 minutes. As I arrived and parked the car, I didn't know how.
What point of career?
I was playing in Monza. I arrived at the parking spot. I didn't know how I got there. So I didn't remember driving on the highway, indicator left, right, turning. I don't remember. So I said, like, what is going on? My mind is not. I could have been in an accident or something. It was not me driving.
You were numb.
Yeah. So I called the coach, who was a good friend of mine, so that was easier. I said, listen, it was still 3 months to go in this season. I was like, I'm out. I can't. And he said to me, you know what? I've seen you very off the last 2 weeks. Stay home as long as you need.
Wow.
Get your help. I went home. I locked myself in the house. And I stayed 1 month at home, in bed, without showering, without really eating, thinking about how I'm going to kill myself. I was empty. I gave everything I had to everybody around me, even when I was demonic and worldly and I thought about, but I still always gave everything. You need money? Here, take it. You need time? Yeah, take it. We go on holidays? Let's go. I pay for everybody.
Because your upbringing though, because like you had nothing and you want to give. You want to give more.
Exactly. So then I was just empty. My son came one day. I played with him. I picked him up. I looked at him. I put him down. I was like, I can't do it. I don't have the capacity right now to play with him. I don't have nothing to give him. So I locked myself up and I was like, this is ridiculous. I've never been in this situation. It was even difficult for me to explain myself because I was laying in bed thinking about death the whole time. Death. And I was like, why do you do that? And kept coming back to darkness, you know? And that was in my career. No one knows what we go through. We're always there judging, pointing our fingers, never reaching out to help.
You've never had a teammate reach out or suspect anything that you were going for a tough time.
Brother, how many times you tell someone, how are you? You really care how they are? Imagine you care, how are you? I'm going through depression. I want to kill myself last night. You'll be like, what?
Yeah.
No one really wants to know how you are.
Yeah.
But you don't need the world. You just need Jesus. He knows how you are. He knows how to heal your heart. You know how much healing I had to go through? I'm still going through healing. I'm 2 years in, giving my life, black or white. There's no gray zone for me and my family and my wife. Marcy's even worse than me. Sometimes I've tried to, she pulls me back. Hey. You know?
That's what
but I need that. She's my helper.
Exactly.
She's my partner. She's my best friend.
Exactly.
So that's what you need in a woman. But there's no gray zone. I go hardcore after Jesus Christ because that peace and because what he gives me.
As happy and content you are now, do you ever go through a moment where you miss playing under the bright lights in front of all the fans? Do you ever get that bug?
No. Zero. Like nothing. I love kicking the ball, hanging out, whatever. I don't like the light anymore. There's only one light for me, but I don't like I'm off Instagram. I'm off Twitter, all that stuff. I'm off that. It's not my life anymore. I don't live for someone to see that I'm driving the car and Insta story and all this stuff. I'm done with that.
Have you ever been close to step back into your old ways?
Yeah. That's crazy though. That's really spiritual. Like we go deep now, but I'm going to share that because because the spirits around us, they are alive and they try to pull you back into old ways, you know, because I have a calling. In the kingdom of Christ, I have a calling. I know that. And I try to walk towards that. I gave my life to Christ here in Sydney. And then a week later, I went back to Berlin. Going back to Berlin, or my old dark place where I grew up and all that stuff. But I try to stay in the light. I try to pray and everything and stay connected to the vine. Very difficult in Berlin. And then I wanted to go, it was a Saturday or something. I wanted to go see a football match of a youth team, but a good game. So my friend called me, Eric, said, let's go see this game. I said, oh, perfect. I'll pick you up. Picked him up, went to another friend's house, who back in the day provided me with marijuana. So he always would bring me marijuana. The best of the best of the best, you know.
As they all say.
As they all say. Yeah. So I came to his house and he was getting ready. On the table, I see three joints lying there. And I look at them. Like, nah. And it was a fight back and forth. I said, you know what? I called my friend. I said, can I puff 3 times? I just wanted to go to the game, relax. That's what the voice tells you. Just relax yourself. Go to the game.
It's only 3 puffs.
Yeah, I did 3, 4, 5 puffs. Okay. Get in the car. We drive, make drive. Before we go there, we want to fill up our bellies. While I sit in the car, I start texting. I text with my wife, Marcy. Of course, I didn't tell her because I was ashamed and I could never tell her I smoked weed. Talking to her, she went to sleep, but I felt funny. Like, something is wrong. Like, what is this? Something is weird. So then she went to sleep. I was like, okay, weird, something really funny. And I tell my friend, the driver, I said, bro, do you put anything in that? Because some people, they want to spice it up. They put cocaine in it or something.
Spark it.
I said, did you put? He said, no. That's the normal thing you always smoke, the ones I always brought you. I said, are you sure? He said, bro, don't start again. Because I used to smoke and drink together, so I got very paranoid. So he said, nah, don't start again with your paranoia. I said, nah, bro, it's not paranoia, but you put something inside. And he's like, no. So we kept going. He started laughing. I was like, bro, and I start getting anxiety. I was like, bro,
of course.
Something is wrong. You put something because I'm freaking out here. And he kept saying, laughing. He's like, yeah, you smoke with the big boys now. And I said, and I got aggressive as well. And I started shouting him, brother, I tell you, honest, the way I sit here, you believe it or not, he turned around, his face turned into a demon, all black face, black eyes. And he looked at me and his voice changed. And he said to me, ha, now you smoke with the big boys. Oh, brother, I went like this in the car. And I was like, what was that? He turned back around, started laughing. It was him again. I got so scared. This was the scariest I was ever in my life, seeing something live like that. I told him, take me home right now. I said, take me home. He said, what you mean? My friend Eric's like, let's go to the game. I said, take me home right now. I need to go home. I can't be here.
Yeah.
So back and forth, they take me home.
Yeah.
I go upstairs. I lived in a friend's house, 6th floor, all the way up. I go to the house. Come inside, I lock the door. I was like, what's going on? I hear, I would say 7 to 10 voices in my head. But my own voice, but in my head, talking to me. Whispering, shouting, like ridiculous, very loud, all these voices. And
all the same emotions or different emotions, like in different...
No, it was just talking, shouting to me, ha, hey, how are you? You smoked, like this. And I was like,
wow.
Whispering this. So I was like, I went to the bathroom. You know what we see in movies? You put water in your face.
Yeah.
As soon as I hit cold water in my face, they stopped. And I was like, oh, okay. Turn around, they start again. Loud, very loud whispers. I'm like, what is going on? They say, go drink. I open the fridge. My friend loves drinking. The whole fridge is full of alcohol.
Oh, wow.
Red wine, white wine, beer, vodka, gin, everything. And they telling me, brother, it's a voice like I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
Drink and you're going to pass out. Ha. I'm like, no. I just smoked. I can't drink. It's going to get worse.
Yeah.
So I locked the fridge. And I'm still hearing this voice. This goes on for 5 hours, okay? So it goes on and on. I don't know what to do. Go to the bathroom again. Try to figure out. Then they're telling me they're going to put you in a clinic, tell you that you went crazy. They would never believe that their voice is in your head. They would just say, Kevin-Prince Boateng, head of the newspaper, went nuts. Yeah. And then there's like, this is what they do to everybody. Ha. Here. I don't know what to do. I go to the window. I look down. They're telling me jump, kill yourself, jump, ha 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 ha. I'm like thinking about jumping, telling me no, you don't jump. What is wrong with you? So it's a constant fight, myself against these voices. What did I know? I go to bed. I only know if I go to sleep, everything will be better, right? When we're drunk, when we're on everything, anything we take, when I used to take pills, whatever, I knew when I go to sleep, next day it's going to be better. So that's the only thing I knew. So I went to bed and I tried to sleep. Couldn't sleep. I remember Marcy sent me one time a link. She sent me one time a link of the pastor of the pastor of the church here in Sydney. What he was speaking about, me. So the first time I came to church, the message of the pastor, he changed his message one day before preaching that day. So he had a message prepared from Monday to Saturday. God spoke to him on Saturday and said, speak about that because someone in the building needs to hear that. And that was for me. So that message was on my phone. So I opened that link, heard his voice, and it calmed me down because he spoke about God. He spoke about Jesus. That's the only thing I knew. So it calmed me down. My heartbeat from racing went calm. Wow. And I almost dozed off to sleep. My phone rings. I had an iPhone. You know when you have that little tick and you put it down, it's vibration? So it doesn't ring?
Yeah.
My phone rang. There came a sound of it. There shouldn't come a sound of it because it was on vibration.
Yeah.
I woke up and the voices told me, you think we're going to let you sleep? We're not going to let you sleep. So 5 hours back and forth that. I try to sleep. Someone knocks on the door. I open the door. No one is there. Oh. They didn't want to let me sleep. I felt like I'm going crazy, brother. I'm telling you, it was the worst thing in my life. The fear I had. So
scary, man.
So scary. So we believe in spirits, believe in spirits. Believe in demons as you believe in angels. They exist. We're not crazy. We just know. Why is alcohol called spirits? Because every drink you take, a spirit comes into you. Remember that. Everybody who listens to it, you drink alcohol.
Never thought of it that way.
You never thought about that way. Spirits. So we take them in. So I fall asleep at the end. I fall asleep for 2 hours. I wake up and I still hear them very like whispering in my ear, but I still hear them. But a million times better. I was like, wow, okay. So I start watching a TV show to get my mind off. I watch the whole TV show, go to sleep, wake up in the morning, gone. Voices, gone. I was like, what happened? That's ridiculous. I call Eric. I said, we need to have a coffee. I tell him everything. He believes me. He said, brother, no more drugs for you. I said, brother, I will never, ever touch any drug ever again. That was God giving me a lesson. Don't play with my word, my name. Don't tell me you give me your life and you go back and eat from the devil's plate. I went that day, is the first time in my life that I prayed. I went up to the room, closed the door, went on my knees, looked up. I didn't even know how to pray that day. I didn't even know at that time how to pray. And I said, hey, you got me now. Because that was the freakiest thing in my life. Like I had so much fear.
Yeah.
Said, you got my attention now. And then I started praying and saying, I'm so sorry that I've never turned around. I always had my back to you. And I want to turn around and I look up to you and I want you please to help me. I tried that's 2 years ago. I tried 36 years and I couldn't do it. I give it up to you. You take over, please. Can't do it anymore. In that moment, I hear a voice like you and me talking right now. And he says, come home.
Wow.
That was it. The way I cried, the way I felt peace, calm, and love. Finally, everything I was looking for all my life, I felt in that moment. And that was the moment where I said, I don't care what anybody thinks. I devote my life to my last breath to Jesus Christ.
It's unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought as well, like, if it wasn't for football, where your life would go?
I would be a criminal. I would be a drug addict because I was it through my career as well, you know? So what would have kept me away from that?
It's funny though, because like throughout your career, like you had a lot of temptation, right? You were given money and cars, everything, right? At the same time, it's also a blessing. So it's like almost like a power struggle. You can go down this way, stay committed, stay as a professional athlete. You know, come train hard, eat right, whatever. But then also like you get tempted as well because all the fame and money you get given.
No, it's like I see both of it very bad, but at least I stayed off the streets.
Yeah.
Okay, and I did something with my body. I inspired a lot of people, but if I look back, brother, it's nothing. It means nothing.
It's just a chapter in your life.
And we have to understand, the people who are listening and everybody who's tuning in, that everybody who stops their sport, like Mike Tyson, for example, he made an interview, he said, all the belts is nothing because he was never happy. He's still not happy. So everything we gain, everything we achieve, people shout your names, and I have people tattooed my face on their arms. What does it help me? Because I was still in my room thinking about suicide. I was still an addict. I was still a liar. I was still a cheater. I was still all of that. So it didn't help me anything. So everybody says that. So listen to that, people. They have to listen when we speak. We speak out of experience. And I'm not speaking here to gain myself. No, I just glorify the name of the Lord. That's the only thing I do, because I know in the name Jesus Christ is freedom. And if anybody in the world would kneel down, look up and say, Jesus, please help me, he will, because he's waiting for us. So everything we try to achieve, money-wise, fame-wise, it is death. It is death. There's no beautiful, happy ending outcome. There's none, because you can have 50 houses. Your emptiness will still be there.
At the same time, you have to look at it as well, like you were born with a gift. Like people idolize you. Hell, for me, like I looked up to you. Like you're one of my favorite players. Honestly, like I'm sitting right in front of you. Like I looked up to you. I admire your career. I admire the way you play football. But how does that make you feel? Like, do you understand that that's also a responsibility?
Yeah, it's part of life. You know, it's part of life. And I love it because my transition, that's what I can preach now. That's what I can speak about now, about my testimony, the way God changed me. Because people idolize the thing I did before. I want them to idolize that I'm following the biggest of the big, the King of Kings. That's what I want them to idolize now. Because we can idolize my goals. We can go back on YouTube and say, hey, wow, he did that. But look what he's doing now. He's touching men. He wants men to rise up. Because where are we men now? You know, the first question in the Bible ever asked on this earth was of God asking Adam, where are you? That's the same question I'm asking every man now. Where are we? Where are the real men? Because we look back, we had no father. Are we good fathers for our children? Are we the example we have to be for our children? Or are we hiding? Or are we playing victim? Because Adam, right in the Bible, cursed us all with playing victim. Because he said, the woman you gave me made me sin. What you mean? If you're a real man, you say, hey, stop doing that.
Exactly.
This is my house.
Be accountable.
We do it. Exactly. And that's who we are today. So that's the first question in the Bible, in the history of humankind. Where are you? It's the same thing God asks us now. Where are we? We should unite as men and say, hey, let's go forward. Let's do what really needs to be done. Let's not team up and play against another 11 players and let's hope and win. No, let's team up and make the non-believers believe. Let us all bow down to the King of Kings, that we all have a happy and beautiful life according to God, because we are made in his image. We're not made in our image.
Exactly.
So this is the question. What people want to take away from me today? Let's be man, godly man. Because that's the only way. Otherwise, we all die. That's the thing. We're all going to die. How are you going to die? What's your purpose? We're born to serve. We're born to serve the King. What is the purpose of a wife? To be the helper of her husband. It's not to go around and do their own podcast, do their own career. No, that doesn't mean I'm here and the woman is here. No, we're a team, one flesh.
Yeah.
But the perfection order of God is that.
Far out. Isn't it like, it's crazy how you look back on your life and how it's like you're a stick down a river and you've gone and experienced, like it's just taken you, you've just been free and, oh man. All right, now I'm going to throw some rapid fire questions at you.
Let's go.
Okay. This is the hardest part of the interview.
Yeah, because I can't
interview,
think.
Conversation. Is it true you bought 3 cars in one day when you were playing with Tottenham?
Yes.
What cars were they?
A Lamborghini Gallardo Spider, a Hummer H2, and a Cadillac from 1970. I needed happiness.
What did you do with them?
Nothing. I drove them for 4 or 5 times and then the happiness was over. And then I had another hole in my heart and I need to find new things to do.
Unbelievable. Best player you've played with?
Oh, difficult.
You have to pick one.
I have to pick one. Okay, even it was not his prime, Ronaldinho.
Yep. Toughest opponent you've ever faced?
Makelele.
Really?
Yeah.
What made him tough?
He always knew what's going to happen. He was small, not the strongest, not the quickest, but he always knew where the ball going to drop. He always knew what's going to happen. It was unbelievable. I was always late.
Favorite stadium you've ever played in?
Santiago Bernabeu.
Well, you were a Real Madrid fan growing up?
Yes. Big time.
Oh my God.
Big time Hala Madrid fan.
Really?
Yeah, I always said I always wanted to play for Real Madrid.
Did people know that before you signed?
Yes, 100%.
Did that affect anything?
Yes. I had to lie on the press conference.
Did you?
Yeah. Because prior to that, 2 years before when I played in Las Palmas, they asked me who's the best player in the world. And I said Cristiano Ronaldo. And I said my favorite team is Real Madrid. Signing for Barcelona, they said to me, your favorite team is Barcelona and the best player in the world is Lionel Messi.
It's like that media trained you.
No, they said otherwise you can't play here. It's impossible. And I know it happened to other players as well.
That is
And I sat there at the press conference, first question was, who's the best player in the world? I said Lionel Messi. I openly lied, but I had to because I wanted to play the company.
Of course.
Come on.
I would have done the same thing. Craziest fans and which country?
Country, Turkey, all around, unbelievable. But best fans I played for was Eintracht Frankfurt.
Really?
Oh yeah, the best.
In what sense?
Positive. The best. Traveling. We played like an away game against a village team, 5,000 pulled up. Like the best fans. I've never seen them negative. They always supported us. We won the cup because we gave them something back.
Oh, I love
Best
that.
fans.
I love that. If you weren't a footballer, I already asked that.
No, but I would say, if you say a profession, because being a criminal is not a profession,
yeah.
or being an addict is not a profession.
Yes, you're right. So if you weren't a footballer, what would you be?
I would be a singer.
A singer?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
What kind of singer?
R&B, soul. Now I would say worship.
All right. Pedro, maybe
R&B
we should
soul.
chuck on some tunes to get him in the mood.
No, you're dead. Or actor, but I think singer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. Most stylish teammate you ever had besides yourself?
Stylish teammate? Wow. I have to go with Andrea Pirlo.
Yeah?
Yeah,
He has class.
I looked up to him. I like stole some ideas of him because
Really?
his style was from head to toe aligned.
Crisp.
Even his watch. Like if he would wear green shoes, his
handbag would be green.
handbag would be green, his belt would be green, his watch would have some green in it. Like it was unbelievable. Yeah, it was like perfect. And his hair, he had long hair.
He's like a model.
Yeah, he was always perfect. Always perfect.
Oh my God.
Every morning. Like how much time do you spend in the morning to come to practice?
Yeah. Most unstylish teammate? You have to have one, and he's always the one you pick on, right?
Most unstylish, like the worst style I've ever seen. There are
Yes.
two. It's Arturo Vidal.
Really?
Oh yeah, please. He's gonna hate me for that, but it's okay.
You still close?
No, not really. Like, of course, if I would see him with a hug, we would be best friends because he's just a nice guy.
Yeah.
And Federico Chiesa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very bad style. I never told them in their face because we're all liars, we have all a mask on, but now they know.
He knows now. What's your pre-game song or artist you listen to?
Oh, not really. I was listening like to mixture of things. Sometimes it was techno, sometimes hip hop. But yeah, I used to listen to a lot of German rap.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of German
Never
rap.
heard of German rap, have you? No? Maybe bring it up, or we'll listen to it later. Favorite city you've lived in?
Sydney.
Yep. I knew you were going to say that. Best manager you've played under?
Roberto De Zerbi.
You're going to say that.
Easy.
If you could replay one match from your career, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good question, man. One game.
That made you feel 10 feet tall. Happiest you've ever been. So looking back at your career, who can forget the goal against Barcelona?
Barcelona, yeah, but we
And-
lost. Like, this is where I got the most recognition in the world, definitely.
And you skinned Eric Abidal as well,
Yeah.
who then signed you to Barcelona.
Yeah. So it came around. But boy, that's a good question. I would say, honestly, my first ever professional game was Hertha Berlin against Eintracht Frankfurt.
A lot of people say that, the debut.
Because I would have loved to go back and feel that, because we never live the moment, brother. I said that to my father-in-law the other day. Now it's a running thing we say. We always look for the new high, for the next high. So playing that game was not enough in that moment. I already thought about the next game. Being on a yacht, what is 20 meters, I was already thinking about next summer having a 30-meter yacht. So we never lived the moment.
Yeah, no.
And I know you did the same. When our career, you run things, touchdowns or whatever it's called. I have
Tries.
no idea. Yeah, I have no idea from that sport. But whatever you like achieved, it was just like you never lived that moment.
Have you been to a rugby league game?
Never. And I told you that we go one time. Yeah.
You promise you're gonna come?
Yeah, I come.
I come pick you. I'll come pick you up.
But we go with the family. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Because it has to be a family
Of
thing.
course, I'll organise it all. Believe me.
Yeah.
Do you know any teams?
No, I only know the Perth Panthers because I know you played there.
Who did you just say? Say the team again?
Penrith, sorry.
Oh, you said Perth. I was like,
yeah. Penrith. No, I'm getting used to this country. Yeah, all the cities and everything. It's not easy. Penrith Panthers, and I know you became a legend there. And then, like I saw the logo and everything. That's the only team I know. And no, they play something else. Footy, the Swans.
AFL.
AFL.
Yeah,
we're
not going to give them any any time. Would you ever play in the A League?
Yeah.
If you had the opportunity to, like, is that still an opportunity? Like, is the door slightly ajar? Would there be ever an opportunity to go back and play?
There was a year ago.
Oh,
but I can't do it anymore. Like my body is not made anymore to play.
Okay.
I can't. Like I can play for one time and then see you next month.
What's your proudest moment in football?
Proudest moment. Pride is the number one sin, so it's difficult for me now. But the moment.
Let's reframe. When were you the happiest in your career?
Honestly, with what I'm knowing now and what I feel now, what happiness now
Can't
to
compare.
me,
I know.
it's difficult to say that because I was never happy. Where I think I was happy is moments. So
Scudetto, when you won that with AC Milan?
yes, was a happy moment, but the most beautiful and more important was when I won the cup with Frankfurt. Because no one expected that. And I said before the season, we're going to win the cup.
Wow.
And it really happened. So all of that together. And yeah, in my career, maybe that's the moment where I was feeling in that moment, because I remember at night in the hotel, I was drunk and lonely and I felt bad, whatever. But in that moment, winning that cup, it meant a lot because it was in my hometown.
I think I already know the answer to this, but the happiest of you being off the pitch
is when I walked the altar and I saw my wife Marcy walking towards me. The presence of God, the peace, what I felt in that moment, it was the best moment in my life.
So if you're looking back now, like you've obviously lived a pretty fast life. Like, you know, you've had a great career, you've made mistakes, you've learned from your mistakes. If you could go back in time and speak to yourself at 18 years old, what lessons would you tell him?
I don't know if I would have changed anything, you know, because honestly, I saw a podcast a time ago where two men were talking, and one said, we men are ripped in pieces throughout our lives, that we have a story to tell, or we have a piece to give to every other man we encounter. So these pieces where we rip, where we go through, we give these pieces. So if someone comes to me and says, I'm in depression, I've been there. Someone comes to me and says, I grew up without the father. I've been there. Someone says, I have an addiction. Been there. I watch pornography. Been there. I lied. I cheat. I manipulate. Been there. So I have pieces for every single person. That doesn't mean I'm a superhuman. No, but I've been through all of that because God let me go through all of that, that I can help someone in a situation where I understand him. I know where you're coming from. A therapist, when I speak to him, I spoke to therapists, they don't know where I'm coming from. If someone said, I've been racially abused, I've been there. I have problems with my family, I've been there. I don't like my father, I've been there. I have problems with my brother, my own flesh and blood, I've been there. My best friend, my brother, my family betrayed me, I have been there. So let me help you, let me point you in the right direction. So I don't want to change anything. I don't want to go back to that kid saying, oh yeah, I wish that would never happen. No, there's one thing, what burns my heart till today is when my birthday, I don't know how old I was, 7 or 8, and my mom promised, that's the only thing what I would love to take away. My mom promised me from today, I'm not going to drink again. That's the only thing I would like to erase.
Yeah.
You know? because that always tried to give me a bad image about my mom. But I don't have that anymore. But my life was perfect the way it is, that God could work with my wounds, that he could create me in the storm.
With everything that's happened, do you ever feel a sense of regret?
No. Because I can't. I can't feel regret, because where I am today, I have to be here. This podcast, I prepared myself. I said, God, whatever you want me to speak about, you just let me flow. It's all about him. It's not about me. It's not about my story. It's not about you, brother. It's about him. What do we do to glorify him? That's the only thing. And that's my life. I go out from here. It's the same thing I'm going to do. Next person I meet, I glorify Jesus Christ. And I want you to take that with you, because something in your heart is touched today, and the seed is there and it's going to grow. Someone's going to water it. And that's with everybody who listens in. Now, one thing you are blessed with, brother, and I'm blessed. You are the first person who has a podcast, a longer interview with the real Kevin-Prince Boateng. The real one. The one in the image of God. How he designed me in the womb of my mom. You're the first one. Everything else before was acting, was fake, wasn't me, was lying, was manipulating, was not the truth. This is the real me now.
And for that, brother, I can't thank you enough.
Thank you,
I'm
brother.
extremely grateful for your time. I know it's precious. Thank you for coming in today, and I'm sure our paths are going to cross again one day,
100%.
my brother. Can't wait to take you to a rugby league game.
All right, brother.
My man, brother.
Thank you.
How good.
And cut.
How good.